Hello everybody, this is SB, also known as Mr. Google, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to upload a new video. It's going to be about how to build a great budget gaming PC. In this first episode I will be doing the unboxing of all of the parts and a general overview and how to prepare building your gaming PC. I will be building this gaming PC for my nephew who wanted to start gaming after his old PC crashed. And it didn't boot up anymore, the motherboard or the CPU was broken, so he asked me to build him a PC, and I selected a few parts, and for a great budget of just $450 around that, or about 360 euros, so give it or take it a few dollars. Prices always change, so after I have built this PC it will be capable of playing all of the latest games. For example, Battlefield 4 on medium, or maybe a little bit higher if you push it up manually. Just please bear in mind that you have to update to the latest drivers, because Battlefield 4 has some issues with drivers. Please keep that in mind if you decide to build this PC. But let's get back to the video. At first I want to show you guys, for example, this case. It's a Cooler Master N300 case. It supports a lot of fan options, and out of the box it already includes two or double 120mm fans, and they are pretty quiet. For the audiophiles or something out there, there are always more or at least better fans out there, but hey, they're sufficient and they work, and you have lots of options to upgrade. At this case you have side mounting options, top mounting options and front mounting fan options. So you can't say that's all too shabby for about 30 euros or maybe 35 bucks or something like that. The fans that you are currently viewing on this video as of now are the fans included for this PC, so just to be sure I mentioned that. The case is a medium-sized tower and it has front USB entrances and microphone or headphones options. So please, let's continue to the next part, which is salvaging and the overview of the parts. But first let's get started to remove his old card reader and hard drives from his old PC. To do this you only need a basic screwdriver set or something. You might have noticed a big set over there. That's just because I have a box like that. But you don't really need that much of a tool. So basic screwdriver or something like that should be sufficient. So let's continue. As you can see, this is his old case, and at the right you can see two SATA cables and power cables which are connected to his motherboard to power up his hard drives and use his old drives. So what I want to do is salvage the other and the old hard drives from his old case, which are two 320 gigabytes of storage space for free, basically, because his old PC was worthless as of now. And maybe a good tip over here would be that please bear in mind that if you have an external hard drive or maybe an old PC or a laptop or something like that, you can always open that up and remove the old hard drive from that. I, for example, did that with my external hard drive. It was a 1TB one, and I swapped it around for my 250 gigabyte ones. After, for example, a while ago there was a flood and stuff, so prices came up very high and stuff, so I bought a 250 gigabytes drive then, but later on I swapped it back for the 1TB inside of my case. So I still have my external drive, but I swapped it for the bigger one. So for now let's remove his old card reader so he can record his motocross footage of him riding a bike, and afterwards use the card from the recording on his new PC. And for now let's jump to the unboxing of the motherboard, the MSI 760G P23FX. This is a basic but good motherboard. It has functionality for your video card. It even has integrated graphics if your video card you purchased might fail, so you can still boot up your PC and go to the desktop and stuff. It has an onboard sound card of 7.1 sound. You can have a maximum of 16 gigabytes of RAM. You have two RAM slots, so 8 gigabytes per RAM slot. And you have 6 SATA 300 ports, so no SATA 600. This is a budget PC. If you want to step up, you can always do that. I might include links over there as well. But this board supports overclocking. It's not recommended, but if you want to do that while stepping up with your cooling, which cost extra as well. You can do that. In my second video I will show you guys how the motherboard will look like inside the case or any other case. But for now let's jump to the Asus Dual Fan 650 Ti video card, which is, in my opinion and in some or most benchmarks, a very good medium range graphics card. I will show benchmarks or place links down in the description, or show it in my second or third video if that comes out. The Asus 650 Ti 1GB version graphics card supports dual DVI. It supports a VGA connector and an HDMI output for those who are interested. This graphics card comes with an installation disc. I will not be using that because I am not going to place in a DVD drive. Those were not usable because it wasn't SATA. There's a workaround for that, but because you can just install your operating system with a USB flash drive as easy as it would be with a DVD drive, I'd rather download the updated drivers from the internet and use those, because using a CD will always or almost always give you older versions of the drivers. At the back of this video card you can find all of your monitor compatibilities and such, DVI, VGA and HDMI. But for now let's just take a look at the video card. It looks pretty amazing. It's a quiet video card. You can even overclock it a little bit, and it has a nice color even at the back. So for some gaming, this is a very nice card to step into the PC gaming or upgrading. So the next part we need is a 4GB of RAM stick. We have two slots. I chose to go for a 4GB, which leaves open one other spot for 8GB, but you can also choose to go for the 8 if you want to, and later go to 16GB of RAM. And the next part, which is also very important, is the AMD FX 6300 processor. It has 6 cores. It's fully overclockable, which is not particularly recommended on this motherboard as said before. It comes with a nice sticker. It comes with a stock cooler which already has a nice fan on it, and on the downside of the CPU cooler you also have the thermal paste. Please don't remove it out of there and put it on your table. That would require you to buy additional cooling paste, so please don't touch that unless you want to place it on your CPU. And the last but not least, we need a good power supply. I chose to go for the Corsair CX430 power supply. It's 80 plus bronze certified, which means it has a good power output, and it also saves you some on the power bill. So it means it's very efficient in terms of using your power. This is a non-modular power supply, which means you cannot remove the cables you are not using, but you can tuck them away so you can't see them all that much. If you want to go for a modular power supply, you can, and they are also as good as non-modulars, but they also come with an extra pricing. So if you want to do that, you can. You can even step up to a 700 watts or something like that, which isn't needed. But if you plan to go dual graphics card or upgrading your motherboard and overclocking very much or something like that, you can always choose to just get, for example, a 700 watts of power supply, which will basically means you don't have to buy a new power supply for the current 5 years or something, or maybe even more, who knows. So in a little bit you can see how many cables and which types of cables are on this power supply and how the power supply looks. After that the video will come to an end, and I will be working on my second video, which is assembling all of these parts and showing you guys how to do that and how not to do that, and yeah, even provide you guys some more tips. So if you enjoyed this video, please let me know. Tomorrow I will give this gaming PC to my nephew. I hope he is very happy with it. I even did some testing with Battlefield 4 and it works perfect. Links of all these parts will be in the description. And so as always guys, thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you next time. Please consider to leave a like down below, it helps. Thank you and goodbye.